disgraceful. But again, the FA for me, if it was a racism case, the FA have stepped in, banned players 6-10 games, biting 6-10 games. This is worse, if anything. What is the difference? This is against a defenceless animal that cannot defend themselves. So why the FA have not stepped in to ban him for this as well is beyond disbelief.
Yeah, so we're here for life as well, cause of
live.
Yup.
Live and direct, you know what I'm saying?
Eazi Herbs there, you know. My brother Ras, you know, representing, you know.
Come on. What they saying? Cat lives matter over black lives matter.
Boy, that's what they're talking, you know.
What they saying, people? What they saying? Cat lives matter over black lives matter. Why are we surprised though, man? We're gonna go into bare different elements of this thing. Big up everyone in the place, man. I'm here with my brother Eazi Herbs. Health is wealth. Make sure you get your CMOS. Yeah, definitely. Health is wealth.
Definitely.
Yeah, you done know the thing.
Boy.
But yeah, we're just here to talk up some things today because we're gonna try to do this more regularly as well.
Yeah,
you know
man.
What I'm saying?
The link up. Top hitters as well, cause guys that put in that mad work.
So my brother Eazi was away for a little bit, you get me? So when he come back, he just see my post. He didn't even know what's going on. So I showed him the original video where the guy, I don't know if he's ex-Liverpool or whatever team he used to play for, but he's come and he's basically said that this is worse than racism. And I think where I want to start this thing is, I think there's two things that we need to address in this conversation. One, what is racism? Is racism calling me a nigger? I don't believe that's racism. I believe calling me a nigger is a reminder of racism. It's a representation of racism, but it's not racism itself. Because racism is a systematic institution. And what you're doing when you call someone nigger is you're reminding them of that systematic institution. Do you get what I'm saying? But the racism, when they came, this is what I'm saying, when they came to the shores of Africa, let's say they see all the man them and they start saying nigger. How many white youths listen to black music and say nigger? Is youths dying because of it? Are we in jail because of it? No. Racism was institutions, and that started with chattel slavery. It was an institution that said, because you are black, you are stock, you are cattle, you are livestock. You're less than a human being. That was racism. Racism wasn't them calling us nigger, or even saying that we're less than a human being. It was setting up the actual system that treated us as less than human beings. And that's the birth of racism. It's also the birth of the concept of race, because the concept of race that we have today, black and white, it wasn't there before these men created that concept, and they said that the black people are inferior to the white people. You get me? And that's riddled through a lot of their you know, like white magic, black magic, but black cats are lucky, black, everything black bad, everything white good, white angel cake, black devil cake. You get me? That's a
psychology thing, to your brain. It's like a brainwashing thing, innit? You know, and this is what causes the hate, and this is what causes what we hear, the racism, the niggers, the nigger thing, and then you know, and then if the system is built like that, they're only gonna react and act like that. You see it? So, you know, and there's no way that you can say you're not racist, but then you're in the system and you're not fighting against those systems that are racist. You see it? So it's a little bit funny how people think they bring, like you said, the levels of racism, understanding what the term is and knowing what the origin is and the system and all that, what constructed it. Then we can acknowledge what part of racism are they talking about. Because if they're just talking about on the verbal and the physical,
they've minimalized it to that word. And that means that anyone can be racist, you know.
Of course.
If I call a white person a cracker, that's equal to a white person calling me a nigger. But behind when the white person calls me a nigger, there's historical trauma behind calling me a nigger. It's not just you're a nigger. There was a time when people called me a nigger and they raped my mother. There's a time when people called me a nigger and they chopped off my penis. There was a time when people called me a nigger and they used to do something called butt breaking, where they used to rape out the man them to break them down, the ones that was kind of rebellious. Yeah? So that word nigger comes with historical trauma. That's why if you call a black youth a nigger, he's gonna knock you out. Because there's a natural in his DNA, there's a memory of the historical trauma attached to the word. If I call a white person a cracker, there's no historical trauma. The word cracker comes from the whip cracker, the person that cracked the whip. It's a word that slaves use to describe the people that was cracking the whip.
Cause you know what, that term don't even resonate to the people over here, you know. It's only even like America, they know the cracker. You see it?
Yeah, facts. Facts.
Like even like having
it's not
discussion.
a racial term. There's black crackers. Those black people cracking the whips
over the
house Negroes. So even when they're saying cracker's not a racial term, it's not something that just applies to white people. It applies to people that was cracking the whip. Do you know what I'm saying? So when people talk about, oh yeah, it's the same, and if you hurt my feelings, it's the same as me hurting your feelings, I don't think they realise that we live in a system that is institutionally racist. And that's not because the people are bad, but that's because the way it was built. The system's not broken. It was built on racism.
Like what the police system, the police was built for catching the slaves. If you know the history of that, you see it. So things like that are instructed, and they had agendas at the time. You see it, and now it's just been watered down, and then it's been looked at as a communal thing. But you can see how it like plays out today. You can see how when summertime back in my time, bro, you had this like 3-4 riot buses, the silver buses. Them moving police stations. You should just drive gang up with doors open. Bounce out strip church, everything in that bus. You know, that's how they were moving. You know, and then if you look at how they were moving back in the day, bro, the silver buses. Nemesis, bro. Kazi, that's a walking police station where you can strip church and all that. You know, and then you can see how things hasn't changed. You know, it's just that the way that they term these wordplays, it's all wordplay, you know, and that's the thing, man. People need to work up to all this bamboozling wordplay that they just give you. They give you something that sounds good and you think it's good. It's not good. Everything is just it's played out. And then you know what it is, like you said about the house nigger and all that type of thing there, yeah? They're always the system and the people are always gonna give the one brother the extra money. You know, they're always gonna make one brother the rich man, the one brother that
control the rest.
Yes, the president, one brother. Just to the show, they give that illusion, bro. Like you getting somewhere.
Illusion of inclusion is what they call it.
100, like you're getting somewhere in their system. How can they get somewhere in someone's system that they play? How are you gonna beat you know what I mean? The person that built the game.
Yeah, doesn't make sense. Still, we've got to build our own thing, self-sufficiency. And the other half, so that's the first half of this conversation, Darren Wiseman, is what is racism? Because I think people think that racism is calling someone a nigger, when that calling someone a nigger is just a representation of the system of racism, which is why it's offensive. You get me? The fact that there's many jobs that there's been studies on it. If you've got a name that is more black, you're less likely to get the job. Yeah.
There's sources for days because he's talking up from facts. It's much more than that.
It's going to buy a car, you could be charged.
Pull it over. I'm being watching shops, yeah. What else? Schools. Like this is systematical racism. This is what he's talking about.
Every institution that is in the society, and the society is built up on institutions, school, education institutions, police institutions,
healthcare as well,
healthcare institutions, and in every institution in the society, you can see a disproportionate treatment when it comes to people of ethnic minorities, because you know, even ethnic minorities when we talk about the world, you know what I'm saying, we're not really minorities, you know what I'm saying, but then again it goes back to the psychology of certain words and how it makes people feel.
low.
You know, one of the things they said, the guy said, he said a cat can't defend itself.
Wow.
But do you think Afghanistan was able to defend itself when NATO went and bombed and killed 1 million people?
Kids and children and mums.
Do you
and
think that Africa's Kwame Nkrumah, all of the different places that have been destabilized from Gaddafi, they wasn't able to defend themselves? From the racist people that was coming to take land, resources, oil, or even sometimes people. Do you get me?
No matter who they killed, daughters, kids, everything involved, you know. When war gone, everything get bombed up.
Collateral damage, that's what they call it.
Yeah. And the thing is, but you know, you got a lot of compensations been put out reparations and all that, but you know, everyone else seem to have, you know, I don't know, I'm just saying, but yeah, blacks in the
after
position.
the Jewish Holocaust there was a reparation.
Ooh, they got land, no?
You know what I'm saying?
Did they get land?
Yeah, they got land that weren't theirs. That's how bad it was. We're just asking for our own land back. You can't even get that. You can't even get to the point where you take out your the infrastructures. Like France has got a lot of infrastructures in their colonies where they're getting gold and diamonds and so on. We can't even get you lot to take that out. Do you get me? But yet you're gonna give next man's land and reparations yearly. Like yearly they get peas, isn't it? Do you know what I'm saying? Imagine
this as well. I'm just bringing out all the contents that I've been hearing from like people that trying to justify racism. I'm just talking about my experiences. Yeah, I heard things like we all heard things. Well, many people heard things. Many black people heard things. Why don't you go back home? Yeah. I don't know the percentage of black people in the UK. Yeah, I know it's 6%. Very minute.
No, it's 3%.
Okay.
I think 6% is ethnic minorities in total in the whole UK.
Yeah.
You get me? But like 6%. 6%. And
what's the percentage of the Zoys or the Caucasian in South Africa?
I don't know the actual number.
It's probably gonna outweigh the 1% or the 6%, no?
Definitely way more than 6%.
Okay, so when people use these quotations that I've been hearing, like it's validated with any type of status and background, then you're talking nonsense. One country is South Africa, and you flood up, I don't know what the percentage is, then how can you throw back and say
let's go beyond South Africa. Can we go back to the Americas and go back to Australia, please? And look at the Aboriginal people that was there and they was wiped out. And the man nah, it's not even funny. I don't even know why I'm laughing.
Nah. America is nowadays with the Mexican bringing a new border of their own land. Of their own land, bringing a new border, moving them from.
I said build a wall and cut you out of the country that we came and killed most of your, because it's genocide, innit?
Yeah.
Our thing was chattel slavery. You know, like when people say black people had it worse.
Okay.
Chattel slavery was definitely one of the worst slavery systems that was ever set up, because the systems of slavery, whether it was done by Africans, Arabs, even Romans, no matter who it was, before that you could get your freedom.
Okay.
You still had your wife. Like you had a level of human rights in the servitude systems before chattel slavery. Chattel slavery is the first one where they've said that these people are less than human beings. And it's only them, and we're gonna do this to them, only them. Like if you look at the Romans and the Arabs in the these man's thing, they were slaving everyone.
Yeah, there was. Yeah,
White,
it wasn't race.
Chinese,
It wasn't race term.
You get me? Yeah. No, there was racism within the systems. But their slavery wasn't based on racism.
Yeah, no, I agree.
You get me? And even within the history, there's times when black men have ruled in certain Arab empires. And, man's gone to the top of the thing. Moors and you get me?
And Mansa Musa.
Mansa Musa. This type, like, so it was, but
it wasn't based on Kaka. No, I agree with that.
This system was saying black people are livestock, stock. You know, like your chickens and your pigs.
Yeah, they were selected.
We was like pigs.
Yeah.
We was the value of pigs. We might have had more value based upon the work that we can do. Yeah, how hard we can work. So, and our children wasn't, and I think about other history, other systems is, say if you was a slave in like pre-chattel slavery systems, or a servant, or because even the slavery
prisoner of war.
The slavery back then was prisoner of war.
Okay, a
lot of the time.
A lot of the time.
A lot of the time it was really trying to beef you. And above. Now obviously we can't. We can either kill everyone or we can capture man. That's the only choice they got. If they just let man go, you're gonna come back with your burner, bust shots after man. So even the historical context of those systems are a lot different. You get me? But when man's looking at the chattel slavery thing, man's saying, alright, saying that, we can look into the history and we can see the Native Americans, we can see Australia. No one's telling the people in Australia or America that are not of indigenous stock to why they still there. Go back to where island, or go back to where you gonna go back to. You get me?
The middle of what's it called again? Romania or something. The Caucasus Mountains, man.
You know what I'm saying?
That's the origin still.
So
that's dealing with data, you know, because Eazi don't talk unless there's some sources and validation behind everything he speaks about, you know. So genetic, do your genetic ancestry.com, you find out exactly what part of the European country that a lot of people come from, because you know Eazi done the same, you know. He found out there's 80% European in his DNA, you know, and the other parts is different parts of Africa, you know. So Eazi would be considered as the West Indies, you know, Jamaican, Bajan, you know.
But we're all, you see, when it comes to DNA, you see slavery and even the systems of war and that, especially like places like Egypt and that, like there was so much conquer and so much rape. Like no one's one DNA.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like there's bare Jamaicans that have got bare different DNAs in there.
Yeah.
Do you get me?
Yeah.
Because
but with the West Indian thing, it is mostly because of the slattle trade. Because remember, they would put different Africans on the same boat so they can't communicate with each other to plan any type of rebellion things. Because there's many, and people don't talk about it. People, like, you know what I mean, the Maroons is a famous one that no one don't talk about. How, you know, Jamaican won their peace treaty, or you know that the British Empire couldn't take control of in Jamaica. You see it. And another thing I want to ask, if you know anything about the Maroons in Jamaica, have they got a citizen pass or a pass here where in certain country like America and in Jamaica, as long as you got that Maroon pass, you can take that anywhere and then you don't have to pay tax? I want to know if that's true.
I don't know about the tax thing. I know that like Maroon Town, they used to have a Maroon Town Day on the 6th of January.
They do.
And that was before they legalised weed over there.
Yeah.
That was the one place where you could go and the feds couldn't touch your ganja.
No, they can't.
You get me?
They can't. Nah, that's all now. That's St. Elizabeth.
They couldn't go in there and try ramp the Maroons. You get me?
Yeah, the government.
The Maroons still.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And the Maroons, they got some big nails.
Okay.
That's how you know, like, someone that's Maroons. You're gonna see some people from the Caribbean and their nails, like, see how my nails are small, their nails are big. It's like they're overarching.
Well, they must have been picking up their herbs and roots and bark and mixing up there.
And adapted.
Yeah, facts.
Yeah, big up everyone inside. And then the other side of the conversation that I want to have is like just about how we treat animals as a society. Do you know what I'm saying? Because we're willing to, you know, harm, torture animals, it seems, for like pleasure and fun where it suits us. And it seems we got a double standard where we want to decide which animal, like, you know how man say all lives matter, all animals' lives matter. We want to do this thing where dogs and cats have got like some special dogs, cats and swans, like whichever animals you like are the ones that are not allowed to be touched, and the ones that we don't like, you get rid
of, like rats and shit like that.
You know what I'm saying?
I've been watching a lot of, I've been seeing where, you know, rats in farms and that, they get shot down, you know, it's like target practice, you know, not like clay pigeon shooting. They do it and it's on YouTube, you know. You got foxes and all sorts. Any type of, what do you call it, type of rodents, innit? They call it. There's no mercy upon them, you know. So you pick and choose, and you know, but you know how it goes. They pick and choose, and then they go extra harder, you know, when it ain't their culture or their race, you know. So there's no way you can compare. But then that's even brought up to the conversation that we need to have about how they can compare killing a cat and racism and saying it's the same thing. Cause that's mad. That's mad. That is mad.
Yo, Darren White, man, you're a black man that likes to speak up a lot for I don't know, not speak up a lot, but a lot of the time you got some point of view that's like on these man's side slightly. So you saying kicking the cat's worse than racism? Can you swallow that one, or is that where you draw the line?
The traffic is mad though. I don't think we even touched on that that guy yet, have we?
Which guy?
The guy, the main guy we need to be talking about.
Yeah.
Or whoever. Because you know what, I want to find out if what I heard was right as well. Yo, killies, what fun. The connection better now. I know the connection might have been a bit mad on that last one, but yeah, we're getting into this conversation. Still here though.
We see the comments. Shout out Donna Rampage, Ali. Yes, so we're just discussing 2 things, family, you get me? One of the things we're discussing is racism.
Wow.
Darren Wiseman's in the building. What I was gonna ask is, I know sometimes you got like different opinions on things, you get me? What are you saying? Are you saying that kicking the cat is worse than racism? Or is that where you draw the line? Because I know there's a lot of views that might come out from people who are presumed to be racist, and a lot of the time you as a black man, you might agree with them or see their point of view. So, what are you telling me? You know what I'm saying?
Well,
Come on, let's do this, broskies. We out here, man.
Yeah. Another thing as well. Who was the brother name that was speaking upon it? The white man on BBC.
What's his name, man?
I don't know if the people on the live can speak.
Chris Kirkland.
Chris Kirkland.
Yeah, Chris Kirkland.
But is there another brother that spoke about something and said the same similar type of thing? So compare it to racism or something. I don't know if I got the wrong information. I just wanna, if anyone in the live that knows anything, if it's more than him that was supporting the fact that kicking a cat.
Yeah, cause we heard there was a black guy that said it as well.
Yeah, what I heard was a young black guy. Before I disrespect the guy, but
yeah, I didn't see that one. Still,
yeah, so I tell you, it might have been a little bit of a mixed information, but that's what I heard. So you know, you got, but that's nothing out the it should be abnormal, but it's nothing out the odd, you know.
Ordinary,
yeah, because
we know in the system. I remember a few years ago, blood, the officers left a dog in the back of the boot during the summer, right? And it was hot, blazing hot, you get me? So the dog's in the back, the dog's obviously dehydrated, and the dog's died. Yeah? Now when I saw this case, I said that's disgusting. 100%, those officers should be punished, you get me? And those officers were punished. I think they was punished horribly, you get me? Sacked, everything, you get me? Alright, cool. They forgot the dog was in there, innit? It wasn't like they pulled out a gun and shot the dog or nothing like that, you get me?
Yeah.
It was sacked rare. Mark Duggan was murdered, yeah? Murdered unnecessarily by police. And it was deemed a lawful killing. And the officer wasn't sacked, the officer was kept on the payroll.
Yeah, lawful killing, they're justifying it, yeah.
Do you get it?
Yeah.
So I ain't got an issue with like them penalising someone for mistreating animals. There's not an issue with that. But there's an issue when you see my life, because Mark Duggan's me. That's what a lot of you don't realise. Mark Duggan, say I've got black friends, or a black cousin, or a black nephew. Mark Duggan's just a representation of them. I remember Mark Duggan's mum's white. Mark Duggan's dad's black. So Mark Duggan's mixed heritage. You get me? So
Well, go on here though.
I don't know, Raleigh's are moving nuts.
Now something got split off, you know how it going in Newham, boy. You got
Yeah, nah, because sometimes they try to do this.
with that arm response as well
They
though.
try to do the stop thing where they try.
Nah, this arm response is taped off, boy.
Oh yeah, it's taped off.
Yeah.
Someone must have slapped one up.
Yeah, something. Arm response.
Someone must have slapped something.
In the 12th, you know. It's sad, boy, but the shit that goes on in the bloody community.
It's sad. But yeah, show the people them.
Yeah.
Yeah, some taped off still. Shout out Jack Roden, he's saying cat lies mouth.
Yeah, that's what he's saying. Nah, let's go book him and do that now. Say what go on there.
No, I'm not even trying to.
Pull up and ask them, what the hell, what go on there? Do that there, what do they look like? Do that police look like what? Why police is in the middle of the thing?
Police.
Yeah, I was thinking, boy.
Only in East.
What happened there, mate? Car accident. What happened there, mate?
I thought one of CB's youngest.
That is the 12th, boy, so boy.
Yeah, it could go down like that still. Like, they really run the fence out around there still. But
yeah, back, yeah, so.
Yeah, Darren Wiseman said 2 different things. Why are we comparing them? It's not us that made the comparison.
You said two. What mean? What?
No, he said cats. Kicking a cat and racism is two different things. So why are we comparing them?
But we ain't the one that we ain't the one that compared it.
Yeah, we're not the one that made the comparison.
We're arguing the fact that it shouldn't be compared, and someone decided that they want to get on BBC News and do the comparisons. So this is why we're on there to talk about it.
I guarantee you, if my man went on there and said, yeah, bun the guy, he kicked the cat, I love cats.
Yeah.
It's disgusting.
Yeah.
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 Bring back the death penalty.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I left it there.
Yeah.
I would have said saying that.
Yeah.
Now he's a bit extreme with his punishment, but
yeah.
I am still might be a vegan. You get me?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Cause that's the only people that can tell me about like animals like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Blood. We eat animals, blood. Yeah, when we get hungry, blood. And not just the eating of animals, because there was people that eat animals back in the day, but the animals still lived prosperous lives. They lived free. They was looked after. Do you get me? Like there was a certain way they was killed. Like they got slaughterhouses right now, blood, that where animals are shitting on top of animals to mass produce the meat that we eat. Do you get me? Yeah. So for me, that's unethical. Yeah. Unhygienic. Yeah. And it's inhumane. Yeah. Yeah. The way that we're going about it. Yeah. Do you know what I'm saying? As a human race. Do you know what I'm saying? Like this ain't to say. I'm saying my man's talking, but I'm sure like unless he was one of them man that tied himself to the tree. You know them dogs that tie themselves to the trees? Yeah, I rate them still, cause at least they're about their thing. So if they're talking on my man, that Zuma guy that kicked the thing, I ain't even saying that. But the fact that they have to bring racism,
that's what I'm waiting to say.
This is where the issue is. Why do you have to bring that up?
Don't bring. Like I don't think they would. I was gonna say something, but it's gonna sound weird. But this is how the majority should think. Yeah, and I'm gonna say it. Why are you bringing us up? Why are you bringing us into the equation of one individual doing something mad? Yeah. Why are you bringing me into it? That's why I'm here to speak about it. Because when you're talking about racism, you're talking about the whole group of black people. You're talking about me, my mum, you're talking about my daughter, you're talking about my wife and everything. Yeah? So that's the power of using these terms and these words. These words and these terms have meaning behind them. If you're saying something,
it's an umbrella term.
Yes. If you're saying one thing about one black person, using the term black and then socializing it as a group thing, and then you're talking about everyone. Everyone should be speaking about this thing, cuz everyone that's black should have the right to say something and cast their opinion about what went down. Only because you brought us into the conversation. So that's it, and that's it. You know?
Wise man, you're thinking. Type. Don't put the thinking emoji. Type.
You know.
Get me.
Don't bring us in if you don't want us to act the fool. You know. You know. Cause that's the reason why Eazi's even got content, is because when you act the fool and you bring me into it, I'm gonna show out. If you don't put umbrellas around the whole thing, then conversations like this won't happen.
Yeah, man's got nothing to say, cause we're not making no comparison, blood. And I think that's the issue. The issue is the concept.
Yeah. And we should be angry about that. And we are angry about that. But the thing is, there are not enough people think like that. And that's what is so disappointing for me. You know, it's because they're talking about they're comparing it with what black people have gone through. 400 years of and plus. Yeah. And they're talking about I'm kicking a cat. We're going left in it. So like, and the thing is, yeah, there is something there you can compare. Things like that.
What sentence would you give
a cat killer, a kicker,
footballer? What sentence would I give in the footballer?
I won't give him no sentence.
I will give him the same sentence I give to the people then that go to circuses and zoos. I give a sentence to the people that endorse fox hunting.
Hey, that's it.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's the sentence I'll give him, man.
For kicking a cat. A sentence for kicking a cat.
What man will do is I'll take away his cats. Yeah, that's that movement. I agree. You get me?
And
you've shown that you're not
capable.
Yeah, you're not mature because there's safe. Because we've got dominion over animals, right? That doesn't mean we're meant to abuse that dominion. So if, let's say there was some aliens, they had dominion over us and they were just kicking us and killing man's mum and putting man's mum on a barbecue and then killing man's youth and saying, yes, this lamb tastes nice. It's very tender. The meat of the lamb.
Crazy.
Like it's when you actually think of the pathology of us as human beings, and this ain't our fault as well because we was all conditioned. Yeah, you walk out your yard, you're gonna see advertisements for McDonald's or KFC.
Yep.
Like they got smell machines.
Yep.
Like from the very birth we're conditioned. A balanced diet has this, that. So I'm not judging anyone based upon their dietary runnings. I'm just saying that the way we've been conditioned, if we wasn't ourselves and there was a next being above us behaving as we would behave, they would call us savages. Do you get it?
Yeah.
Like if lambs could talk, you know what I'm saying?
You know what I mean? Like, yeah, of course.
Or the lamb's mum. If the lamb's mum could talk, blood, or if they got power, they'd be onto us, blood.
Beef, pork, all of that. Pig,
You know what I'm saying?
all of that.
So, like, man, for just know what go on, you get me? But the sentence I would give to him is he would lose his cats. It's hard for me to even answer this.
I'll say he would just lose his rights to have cats. It's as simple as that. Get the RSCPs here, just ban him from having cats. That's it. Keep it moving.
Kicking in front of the child.
Kicking in front of a child.
Bigger picture.
Okay, but
Do you take children to zoos? This is what I don't understand. Do you take children to zoos and circuses?
Well, that's disgraceful. But again, the FA for me, if it was a racism case, the FA have stepped in, banned players 6-10 games, biting 6-10 games. This is worse, if anything. What is the difference? This is against a defenceless animal that cannot defend themselves. So